Hello everyone and welcome to my anime journal. I am Zombie Pegasus and today we will be starting out with Kila Kila Precure a la Mode. And I'm starting out with this, this would be the first in line, but when I started out with a sour note, when I can start out with a sweet note, like Kila Kila Precure, which is literally about sweets. And our protagonist, Ichika Cure Whip Usami. And why she called Cure Whip? They're all named after certain sweets, basically. So she's Cure Whipped Cream. That's chocolate. This was a macaron, ice cream or gelato, and parfait. Oh yeah, and then custard, and Cure Custard is she's adorable. She's also a little autistic, at least somewhat on the spectrum. She's definitely an Aspie, but she's definitely on the spectrum. And look at her cute little outfit. It's adorable. She's like this little squirrel girl. Nice side tail and these cute squirrel ears. Very cute. And they're all based on animals. So our protagonist is Usami, and what does that sound like? It sounds like Usagi, doesn't it? And you know what she is? She's exactly that. She's an Usagi. And thankfully, she does not dress up like a bunny girl, because that would be problematic. It wouldn't really fit with Precure's style. I mean, they're meant to be cute, but not slutty. And so she's a bit more covered up than that, thankfully. And again, her outfit is quite cute. They're all very cute. Now, compared to other Precures, it's not amazing. Especially my very first Precure, the Smile Precure. I will be talking about that later. But for now, this Precure a la Mode, it's not amazing. It's very cute, very sweet, literally sweet. But in terms of the story and everything else, it's just a little on the boring side, honestly. I don't feel like my 20 hours was wasted, but it could have been spent on something better. And I know the songs were great. Both the openings and the ending songs were very well done. And obviously the designs are cute. Also, Cure Gelato is actually an idol. She's not a very good idol, though, in my own opinion. She seems a little arrogant, and I don't know. They're still all cute, though. And also, what's odd is that they're not all the same age. So we have all these girls together, and these three are all around like 14, and then these two girls are, I think they're both 17, which is only a 3-year gap, but in comparison to their age, that's pretty big. It's like these are just like little kids, and these girls are teenagers. So yeah, I mean, it's an odd dynamic, because they're sort of like the Onei-chans of the group, but it all still works out. But overall, it's all right. Would I recommend it? Maybe if there's a lot of if you've seen a lot of magical girl anime and you'd like to see one more, maybe you should see this one. Or if you're trying to see all the Precures, But there's so many better magical girl anime out there. I wouldn't recommend this over many. The next anime I will talk about is Koito Byonnets, or Love and Fever, which is just some crappy music video. You don't need to worry about it. And after that, actually, let's just talk about Kill Kill's movie. Why not? Well, that goes more with the theme. Kill Kill movie, it's alright. It's kind of exactly what you would expect from the anime, but it's a movie. Hooray! Yeah, again, it's bland, it's generic. After that, though, I watched Hime-chen Otogi Chikyu Idol Lilpri. And this is actually a good idol anime, or magical girl anime. And idol, though. And, it's a lot better than I had expected. So, and also all of the songs, I mean, they're kind of generic idol kind of stuff, but they're so fun to listen to. They're very upbeat, very happy, and it's so cute to listen to them, and it's also it's just kind of nice seeing these girls, and they're very young, they're like 12 or something, but and they're also all based on fairy tales. So we have Ringo, which means apple, and it's supposed to mean apple because she is based on Snow White, and the creators of this anime decided that because Snow White eats an apple, that apples represent her, and so Ringo, she's named after apple. Her parents make apple pies for a living and sell them, and the apple pies are shaped like apples, and they just base their whole livelihood around apples, and that's just how they are. I only have an iCuts image in here as well. Somehow, I don't get it. Anyway, so very cute, and then we have Layla, or it can be spelled with R's instead of L's, I guess. But Layla is based on what do you think? Cinderella, and so she oh right. So Cinderella loses her slipper because she tripped, and so they gave her the character idea or character trope that, well, she's based on Cinderella, and Cinderella is both clumsy and good at losing things. Let's give those attributes to this character, since she's like Cinderella, so she'll be really clumsy and she'll always lose stuff. Wow, boom! That's what it's all Cinderella is good for. None of the other fairy tale stuff. She's good at losing stuff, and when she trips a lot. Wow, that's so Cinderella like. Those are two attributes you would not actually... No normal person would associate those with Cinderella. They think about it as, oh, it's this poor girl, but she's, overcome these challenges in her life, and she's dating a prince, even though she's a peasant. Like, she's that kind of girl, but no, they just said she's clumsy. Because that's totally makes sense. Anyway, she's also very cute. She has like this short blonde hair and wears tights underneath her very short skirt. But it's because a girl that age shouldn't wear a short skirt that short unless she has leggings underneath. So it's all right. And And then we transforms into Cinderella. That's her transformation. Oh god, there's a dog going into my room. And then we have Natsuki Sasahara, and she is based on Kaguya Hime, which is not a character most Westerners would have known about. So, she's kind of treated like the tomboy of the group, in some ways, but then she turns into a character who is most known for being beautiful. That Kaguya Hime isn't. She's not like this. I mean, I guess they're all kind of known for being beautiful, aren't they? Like Snow White. What else does Snow White do? Like, most people wouldn't associate her with apples, but still. And also, I mean, I've never read Kaguya Hime or seen an adaptation of it. Or I've seen an adaptation of it, Ghibli's one. But I'm not in tune with the whole story. So there's probably some attributes of that that I probably missed out on just from not being Japanese. But anyway, yeah, there she is. She's just meant to be beautiful. And they do mention that. It's not like the other characters where it's like, oh, you're an apple lover, oh, you're a clumsy girl. It's like, oh, you're beautiful. That's just what you are. And so, yeah. I mean she is. They're not wrong. But anyway, so the plot of this, just like when we have magical girls, of like, why are they becoming magical girls? That's an important part. Usually, our good old familiar needs to recruit magical girls for whatever reason. Sometimes it's selfish, sometimes it's not. And then we have the plot of just the characters usually doing that, fighting evil, and usually that being for a cause. Like I know in Smile Precure they fought evil because it needed to be defeated, but they never actually succeeded. Well, that rhymed and wasn't supposed to. Anyway, not necessarily that they didn't succeed at all, but just that every episode, it was sort of like a Magic the Gathering kind of thing, where the villains summon their beasts, then the main characters fight the beasts, they defeat the beasts, but the people who summon them are still around, so who cares? But this isn't like that. The way that they became magical girls is that their whole world is in trouble because the magical world is losing its magic. So the fairy tale kingdom is becoming less magical because people are reading less fairy tales, which doesn't make a ton of sense, but it's just how their world works. And if the fairy tale kingdom crumbles, then so will the real world. They're tied together, which is all fantastic. And so these 3 girls are recruited by actually 3 familiars, one for each girl, and they are doing so because they need to bring fairy tale characters back from the real world over back into the fairy tale world to restore harmony or some crap. And and they do so with music. They they also have to gather like gather like points basically. Whenever they make someone happy from their music, they gain a point. And so they kind of, it's variable. It's like if someone's really happy, it might be like 5 or 10 or 100 points. But if someone's just like, oh yeah, that was cool, you brightened up my day a little, it's like 1 point. And so sometimes I'll just play in front of like huge crowds, and there's like 5,000 people in the audience, and there you have 5,000 points to spend on rebuilding the fairy tale kingdom, which is valuable. And so they do that, and they become idols, and so they do things that way. Also, like this guy, Wishu, and he's around the same age as they look when they're in older form. But yeah, I won't spoil anything about that. I actually doubt you're gonna watch it. But anyway, I liked it. It was a cool anime. It wasn't amazing. It's not as good as some of the idol or magical girl anime I've seen, but it's very nice. An important thing to note is just how incredibly feminine it is. Like, it is about young girls who transform into fairy tale idols who sing to bring peace to the fairy tale kingdom. Like, and they're obviously dressed incredibly feminine every single time. Every single episode they wear different outfits, and the outfits always correspond to the theme of that episode. It's extremely feminine. If you value your manhood in some way, then maybe it's not the best anime for you. But if you don't care, then I'll recommend it to you. And after that, I went to Hataraku Saibou. And this is a great anime as well. So this is an anime that takes place inside of a body. And thankfully not in the same kind of way that Diatron 5 takes place in a body. I'd never want another anime to take place in a body like that. And so yeah, there's no mechas involved. It's although there totally could be, because we do put cameras inside of ourselves. Like if they found one of those cameras, I was like, oh my god, I'm a piece of machinery. There's like a little robot that is inside of this body. So we totally do put mechas inside of ourselves, but that never happened in this anime. Instead, it focuses on cells. And so we have our protagonist, Sekekyu E3803, who's a red blood cell, female red blood cell. Although it's kind of weird that they have genders. Like I'm not knocking it or anything. It's kind of weird. There are male and female red blood cells. Like this would not Hataraku. Because we have female ones like this, dressed like this, and they're you can tell that they're female. But there's also male red blood cells, and they wear like pants, not shorts, and they're clearly buffer, stronger. I'm sure they can carry bigger packages around. But in real bodies, that doesn't make any sense at all. Like, why would some red blood cells be male and some be female? But that is not. You're not supposed to think into it that far. And then this is a white blood cell, and he's a male. Kind of. and then there's like romance between them. So we have a red blood cell falling in love with a white blood cell, which again doesn't make any sense, but it's so cute. There's something oddly cute about that. About like, this. I mean, there's they totally make it seem like there's parallels into our own world. That this guy is sort of like a soldier going around, or maybe even like a cop going around killing things that don't need to be there. And then this, the red blood cells. I thought about either like sort of like delivery boys, but or even like postal workers that they like deliver, go do their rounds and deliver the things that people need. But or like even like milkmen, that is like something expected. But whatever it is, she's very cute. And then we have the platelets, and aren't they adorable? There's also male and female platelets. Is this gonna? Because they have, obviously we know the lollies, but there's also shotas in the platelets. Platelets Hataraku. We see these, and there's obviously girls, but there's also boys, and it's, I mean, obviously they're both cute, because they're very young, and there's actually a parallel here that platelets are actually extremely young. So a good old red blood cell lasts for a good 4 months or so before they end up dying, or being lost to like blood clotting, or just you just cut yourself and bleed out, or you lose blood in your stool, or you lose blood in various other places. They just have a life to them, and it's not very long. It's around 4 months. But platelets last a lot less than that. It's only around 2 weeks. Platelets usually die after about 2 weeks, which feels scary when you think about them as being humans. Like, that all of these cute little lollies will die at the age of 2 weeks. It seems sad. But still, it's just a cartoon. But yeah, thankfully real platelets do not have feelings, and don't mind the fact that they only live 2 weeks. All of the characters are very well done. I like all the different parallels we have to the real world. It's kind of cute how the platelets kind of act like little construction workers that they have to repair things and stuff, which does happen in real life, but we don't really think of it as being construction. But to them, I guess that's how it feels like. And then we have, there's so many different parts of the human body. It's all very well done. I would definitely recommend it to anyone. Also, the white blood cells, killer T cells, all of those kind of cells that kill cells or kill invaders, they kind of make it out to be sort of an action anime, which does make sense. This is from Shonen Series, which I'm not actually sure if they do much action, but it is shonen. Some action, not like all of their mangas action, but they definitely do some action. And yeah, it's very well done. I would definitely recommend it. And after that, I watched Baby I Love You Daze, which is some short little ONA. I don't care. It was alright. And after that, I watched Hana no Ko Loon Loon Konichiwa Sakura no Kuni, which is a 15-minute movie, and it's related to an anime that's quite long, and I'm not even sure if it's translated. But it was alright. It wasn't very good. I wouldn't recommend it. And after that, I'm trying to sound excited, but I'm really not. Was Hoshi to Tsubasa no Paradox, which is some trashy ONA. Don't watch it. And after that, I watched Sora no Method, which I actually had on my watching list for such a long time. And that was mostly the fault of myself and the fact that I rarely ever have access to a Blu-ray player. And so I was actually, when I started this, I remember it airing and seeing it's like, wow, this looks super cute. Oh my god, look at how adorable this little lolly with like this long light blue hair is. Man, I'd really like to see that anime. That looks so cute. And so I started up and I realized, oh wait, why is it only 7 episodes? It's still airing. It doesn't even fully exist yet. Well, I'll just put that off until it finishes then, because I don't really want to watch part of this and then catch up to it and then have to wait around for it to finish up. I'd rather just start it when it's already done. And so put it off, didn't come back to it. Then eventually I entered a contest to get a Blu-ray for it, like years later or something. And so I won the contest. I got this Blu-ray, and so I started it. I watched the first episode. It was cute, but it wasn't very good. And so I watched another episode a little while later, but the problem with the Blu-ray player is that it's such a PS3. It's in my parents' house, and I never really had the opportunity to watch it much, especially since I was at school at that time. And so I just didn't watch it. I was like, let's wait until I can get the Blu-ray player again, because I want to see it in its full proper quality. And then it just never happened, and eventually I just ended up streaming it online. That even though I own the Blu-ray of this anime, I still pirated it in order to watch it. And I don't know, that seems a little sad. Seems like, oh my god, what is this world coming to, where people will own physical media and still pirate it because for some reason the physical media isn't adequate. That you can't just watch something on a Blu-ray. You need to put it into a machine for it to read it. And whereas with pirated stuff, you just use the machine you already have. Like, if you have a smart TV, you can watch it on that. Have a laptop, you can watch it on that. If you have an iPad, you can watch it on that. Imagine trying to fit a DVD into an iPad. Like, there is no company who would actually want to put a disc slot into a tablet. But pirating is super easy on that. And so that's the problem. This the modern day and age that we don't really carry around media players that use discs, that we just use it from actual, you just pirate stuff, or you watch it on Netflix. And this is I don't think this is on Netflix. It's probably not on. Oh, I think it is on Crunchyroll. It clearly is. We see episode videos here. It must be on Crunchyroll. I'm sure it's on Crunchyroll, but I don't have Crunchyroll. I don't pay for Crunchyroll, and part of the reason why I don't pay for Crunchyroll is the very fact that they have so few anime. No, I mean they don't have few anime. It's just they're so selective of what anime they actually show, and they can only get so many licenses basically. That it's just very inconvenient. Anyway, on to the story. It doesn't have one. Boom, there you go. There's your review. But anyway, so more realistically, you see this UFO in the background. It's not just there stylistically. But it kind of is. Actually, I take that back. It is there stylistically. So they live in this world where there's a giant UFO in the sky. Boom, there you go. There's your review. So this UFO in the sky does nothing. It just sits there. And it's almost like a sloth where it goes down to Earth to go to the bathroom once a week. That's literally what it is. I'm not even sure if I'm sure they get rid of their waste somehow. That's probably all it's doing there. It's like a freaking sloth. It's just this giant sloth in outer space. It just sits there and then, consumes whatever resources and then climbs down to Earth to deposit its waste once a week. I don't know none of the characters know why it's there. They don't even care. They even make souvenirs out of it. They have like shirts and it's like, hey, this weird giant UFO is right above our city. And you've been to our city. Want a shirt? It's cool. It's like 1,500 yen. For this shirt of this giant UFO that happens to be right above our city, doing absolutely nothing. Maybe they're observing us. Who cares? If they are observing us, they should feel free. If they're just there, maybe there's no one in it. Maybe we're like, oh god, we need to park our UFO somewhere. Hey, there's Earth there. I mean, how long do you need to park it for? Maybe like 15 years or so. Yeah, I doubt the humans will mind. So we'll just leave it there. Well, that could be how it ended up there. I don't know. But that's just a theory. Anyway, there's no point to the plot at all. I don't even know if you could consider that a plot. More importantly, here's a girl, and here's another girl, and this girl doesn't have parents, but this one does, and so they live together, and yeah, and then they grow closer together and stuff. It's cute. That's all you need to know. Yeah, if you like good anime, this isn't the anime for you. If you like cute anime, then go ahead. If you like anime that are about aliens, but also have nothing to do with them and don't actually show a single alien in the entire anime, then this is your anime. Watch it. Also watch the Engaged to the Unidentified while you're at it. That's actually a lot better of an anime. After that, I watched Uma Musume Pretty Derby. And so this is an anime about horses who are actually teenage anime girls. And but they're like not really horses. They're really just girls, but they have horse powers. It's like magic somehow. But they're just born that way. It's like the second species of human that are horses. I'm not making this up. And so we have our protagonist, Special Week, who is, his name is based on a real horse named Special Week. It's a Japanese horse, so they probably didn't understand the fact that name makes no sense in English. But I'm sure she had a very special week, and they decided, let's just call her Special Week. Or maybe they just took random English words and thought, hey, this sounds cool. Anyway, she's very pretty, and she has this nice, like, pink uniform. I mean, it kind of looks like a uniform. It's pretty. And it also looks like it would be really bad for racing in. Like, if you actually zoom in on this, if you actually take the time to look at this, so one thing, heels, those are very hard to run in. Second of all, skirts. Again, it creates a lot of drag. In fact, her freaking tail takes. Well, I mean, horses have tails, but she's not. If you, like, you know, put it up in a bun or something, I don't know. There's ways of getting it out of the way, but you don't need to, like, have it just hang beside you. Even arm hair makes a difference in some runs, or leg hair and that kind of thing, that you need to shave it off to make sure that you're just like that tiny bit faster, especially in things like swimming and biking. And so to have this, like, skirt fluttering around and creating drag just sounds so inefficient. I would feel like, you know, something like shorts would be better, but she doesn't for some reason, and none of them do. None of them care. None of them care about aerodynamics at all, or what shoes would be best to run in. And also, the shoes seem to have horseshoes at the bottom of them, just for aesthetic reasons. Yeah, hers isn't any better. Still wear the skirt running, which I can't imagine it would be very efficient. In their final race, they finally decide, hey, maybe we shouldn't wear skirts. They're probably slowing us down. Or maybe they didn't even think about that and thought, maybe let's just change it up. Who even cares about it, aerodynamics? In fact, this anime is so ridiculous. The aerodynamics probably aren't even a thing. For all I know, the air might just pass straight through them, like they're not even there. But yeah, anyway. So, Special Week is a special girl. She has a lot of power, especially for someone who hasn't really raced before. And also, horse girls are a lot faster than regular girls. That's an important thing to note. It's very cute. I liked it, but it is not very realistic at all. If you like animal girls, then this is an anime for you. Kimono Mimi. You like cat girls or dog girls or horse girls, here you go. Also, if you liked My Little Pony, maybe you were, like, you know, looking for another anime, or looking for an anime about horses. Here you go. It's about horses, horse racing, but they're actually humans. Yeah. After that, I watched Jin no Saji second season. Didn't like it as much as the first season. It's kind of more of the same, but it's not as good. But I think this one wasn't quite as much about pig farming. It's like some of the other aspects of farming, but yeah, it's just not as good. After that, I watched Shimanchu Mirika. And this was, it's an anime promoting the local Okinawa agriculture, which is cool. I don't see many anime about Okinawa. I'm not even sure if Okinawa has an anime studio at all. But yeah, they have this, which is cool. It was nice. Nice to see. Okay, so basically, almost all of the rest of the anime, except for Kofuku Graffiti that I watched from 2018, are these pieces of crap. This is called Erodori Midori, and so I'm just gonna rapid fire through them. Erodori Midori, and so I can't remember if I've explained these before, but Erodori Midori is a band. I'm pretty sure there's a rhythm game attached to it as well. Erodori Midori. Musical group. Game. Yeah, they have even this whole weird story attached to it and stuff. But anyway, they like making these short music videos. Usually it's only 2 minutes long. They make them once a week. They're terrible CGI. The music is super generic. It just sounds like regular idol crap. And the video is usually a still frame that's like put on top of a put on top of a background that's like 3D animated, and then it just kind of moves around. Sometimes they have a couple like kind of CGs or like VN style. And sometimes they move around like a little bit, like the eyes might move around or something. Like you can see that it's just a very, very low-key animation that is like barely animated, really. It's just kind of like the CG that moves around a bit. Very lazy. So yeah. They're all bad. I'll just read out the names of them. We have Change Our Mirai, R7 Lights, Okay Alright, Crescendo Story, Very Merry Session, Polka Dot, Prism, Outsider Requiem, Erotori Dori No Melody, Sosha wa Tada Sanaka to Taken de Kateru Nomi, and Session High. And Session High was actually a better one. I liked Session High. I mean, it's not good, but the bar for these is just set so low that even Session High becomes good just from being not complete trash. Like, there was actually animation and it wasn't just like a CG that they kind of moved around a little and then stuck on top of a background that they animated in some 3D animator, and probably took them like 10 minutes. So yeah, out of all of them, I guess I'd recommend that one, but I still wouldn't really recommend any of them. After that, I watched Kofuku Graffiti, which is an anime about girls cooking. So if you like Shokugeki, then you're probably gonna be disappointed if you watch this, because it's just so bad in comparison. And maybe Shimbo directed it. Oh, it's Shaft. Oh, that makes sense. Anyway, yeah. So the art style of this actually looks really shiny, which I like. It's pretty. Like, you know, you see this and it's like, yeah, look, looks good. Looks very pretty, very shiny. So if you like that kind of thing, then maybe you'd like this. Very cute, but the problem with this anime is mostly that it's boring. But also, like, for a cooking anime, there's no really good cooking that happens. It's kind of just mediocre cooking. So if you're going into this expecting like new recipes or something, or at least, you know, something like Shokugeki where you get to see these very cool characters throwing all this very neat recipes off that you've never heard of before, but you can totally tell it's like, man, if I had that in real life, it would be amazing. Instead of Kofuku graffiti, you look at food, and it's like, that looks mediocre. I bet if I tried that in real life, I'd be like, yeah, that was alright. So, just no point. If you like cute stuff, then go ahead. But yeah, don't watch it for the food. Anyway, that was actually the last anime that I watched in 2018. So that means that this is an end to this whole season, and I'm not sure if I'll be airing the second season after this, or if I'll go to prequel to the 1,000 Anime in a Year challenge. But whichever one, it will be, well, I guess probably fairly soon after this airs. And I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you again for that.